All right, if you haven't been following along, I have two pellet stoves, two Castle Serenity pellet stoves. One, the blower motor went, and the other one I thought the exhaust fan went, but turned out that the exhaust fan was fine. It was my fault. I'll link to the video in the description, but we still have one dead pellet stove because I have to replace the blower motor. Now this is the motor that blows the air, the hot air out into your house, right? This is not the exhaust one. The exhaust one is actually it's shaped sort of like this. It's round and it goes in the side. Watch my video, my previous video. I'll link it in the description. Now, the OEM part, this is the OEM. The OEM to replace it is 250 bucks. It's a $1,000 pellet stove. So it's kind of crazy to spend 250 bucks on to replace one single part. So I decided to get this aftermarket part, which is, I wouldn't call this a universal, but it works with a lot of different pellet stoves. Now, you can see there is a difference. The motor part is vertical on this, and this is horizontal, right? And you can also see probably that the opening is not longer, but wider. And also the fan blade is a larger diameter. But it says it works, and I fitted it in there, and it seemed like it was okay. But obviously, we do have one problem. That is the bracket that mounts it is not on here. They do give you some holes. See that, so that you can remount it. But this is mounted with rivets, and I understand why it's mounted with rivets. This thing is always always spinning. So if you put a bolt and a nut in here, not only would it be kind of big to put it in there, but also it could rattle loose. And we can put Loctite on it, but it also gets really hot back there. So we're gonna drill these out, and I think we're gonna try and drill these holes out and rivet this bracket onto here so that we don't lose it. So let's get the drill bit and let's drill these out first, okay. They're pretty small rivets, really small. And I don't have rivets this small, so we're gonna have to drill the holes bigger. I only have like 1/8 inch. These are a lot smaller than that. Probably half of this. Pop that off. Okay. So we're not going to take this off. We don't need this anymore. We're going to drill it out. Let's get a piece of wood. Yeah, I actually only have 3/16 rivets. Holy Christmas. These are monsters. And these are, I'm going to use aluminum only because I don't want to, they're very difficult to squeeze the stainless steel ones. I think aluminum will be all right. So let's take a look here. Is that going to be good? Well, actually, I think that's the right size. Well, 13/64 is a 64th bigger. So let's try that. Oof. Yeah. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. Let's drill these all out. Let's see if this lines up now. Huh, would you look at that? All right, well, it lines up perfectly. So let's drill this thing out now. We just gotta be careful we don't hit the blade. That would be dumb. Now, what do we got here as far as rivets? We need 6. Oh, look at that, perfect. We got 8. All right. Oh, geez, yeah, clearly it's gotta go like this, duh. Right. Can't screw that up, right? Yes. So now we're gonna take this rivet. Let's do the center ones first. Never put a rivet on. Okay, well, geez, look, all right. If you've never put a rivet on, what is a rivet? I mean, there's a million videos on rivets, but this is a rivet right here. And what you're doing is that you put it in this tool. This is rivet gun, like you call it. And when you squeeze these two handles together, it's pulling this piece right here. It's pulling it and compressing this, I don't know what you want to call it, this stem right here. It compresses it and mushrooms it, and that basically clamps the two pieces together. So now watch. And this ends up just popping off this piece right here. So we're gonna put it in. We're gonna do the center one first. Okay, maybe we'll get it down here so you can see. Okay. So we put this piece in here. We make sure it's really tight. Sometimes it takes a few squeezes. You know what we really should do? I'm going to clamp it so it doesn't move. Yeah, it usually takes a bunch of squeezes. Okay, and then it breaks it off. And now we can see on the inside, see that? This piece is actually just from the drill. Yeah, there it is. See that? Now it's riveted on. Let's do one more here so it doesn't twist on us, and then we can take the vice grips off. So we'll put... Now again, something I mentioned before, I'll say it again, is that this is aluminum these are aluminum rivets. And they make stainless steel ones, and I have them over there, but they are extremely hard to squeeze. You can do it. And if you have to put one or two in, it's a guarantee. You can do it, but it is not easy to squeeze a stainless steel rivet. It takes some real strength. Oh, we might have an issue here. Oh, I think this is a stainless steel one. Yeah. All right. So this is a stainless steel one. You can maybe even see the color difference. Yeah. And I'm squeezing it and it's not popping. And I'm going, why is this? It's because this is a really hard one to do. So we're just going to keep on going. And oh, man. We do not want to do that again. You can tell the difference, I think, by the weight. So these are all aluminum. Well, we got one stainless steel one. If anybody's complaining in the comments that I didn't put any stainless steel, I shouldn't use aluminum. Well, I got one stainless in there. Okay, let's bring this inside and we'll install it. Yeah, be careful you don't bend these tabs. All right, so you see me here. I got it. Motor's on my side. Bracket right here. See that? You're hooking. Make sure these wires are out of the way. You're going to go in. You're going to lower your side and just hook. See that? And then you're turning it. Not easy. Not easy. And there goes my light. Okay, so got that in. I got my 4 bolts. You really got to push this thing all the way up. These bolts are going to be really hard to get out too, by the way. Use a Torx. You need to use a Torx. And the one I'm using is a Torx 25. You're going to be tempted to use an Allen. Don't. He'll strip it. Okay, so this is the ground. And the ground is not on the motor in this one. It's on the case, and it's back here now. That means this thing no longer reaches. So what we need to do is we need to cut this. All right. Yeah. So yeah, if you disconnect everything, you'll get it. All right, I didn't clean any of this. Obviously, I wasn't gonna do anything unless I knew this thing worked. So it's turned on. You can see it flickering right there. I hadn't even cleaned the glass. So we're waiting for that fan to turn on, right? We're waiting for that to spin. And if it doesn't spin, we'll flip-flop these wires. All right, so far nothing. Still heating up though. Also, I have a cover. That just isn't open. I actually have a. We're gonna hear something change when it's supposed to click on, I think. Oh. 50-50 shot. Got it right. All right, well, geez, look at this. This thing works. We got air coming out. As of this moment, it's just a little bit cool, obviously, because it's just started coming out. That's what ends up happening. So to test this thing, we need to let this box get nice and hot, and then we're going to turn it on manual 5, and we're going to see if it really pumps out the air. Okay, let's see what we got here. Yep. Okay. Yeah. I don't feel any air coming out this way. I mean, you can see some dust moving, but in reality, that could just be from this fan. But I don't feel any real air here. I mean, the dust, moving dust is very easy. All right. Well, we're going to call this successful. I'm going to turn this off. And it turns on high then when you do that. We'll get back here so you can hear me. So I'm going to link this part in the description. It's less than half the price of the OEM, and it works. It's a little bit different of a shape, and it's a little bit more difficult to get in if you don't know what to do. But if you just follow what I said, tipping it in like that, it'll go in no problem. And I also wire brushed. Maybe you saw I wire brushed those bolts before putting them back because they were all rusted in there. That just happens. This is 8 years and they're rusted in there. Use Torx T25. Don't try and use an Allen. It will strip it, and you'll be using vice grips to get them off. All right, everyone. See ya.